Hello guys, Vengeancer here. Bringing you another short video. I got a whole lot more processing to do, so I'm kind of making a few short videos here to fill in until I'm done with doing that. I wasn't gonna make this video, but they came out with a huge patch a couple days ago on patch day on Wednesday, and I wanted to go over the crystals that I'm using. Pretty open about the gear that I've been using, but I've reworked and done some different things with my crystals. So here we go. Here's my gear. Everybody that watches the channel regularly knows what my gear is. I'm 288 succession, 350 DP. But they have removed all of the crystals from the gear and made a separate crystal window, just like they did with artifacts. So I'm using evasion artifacts, and this stems from the fact that I got a split damage reduction and evasion. I didn't go 100% full evasion, but I got 18 evasion, and then each one gives me 6, so I ended up with a huge amount of evasion over that. So we got about 30 out of it, which is good. 30 plus 12, so I think it's like 42 out of these two artifacts. And then the rest of my gear is kind of centered around evasion. I got the Lieber's gloves and Muskin shoes. That may not be the meta correct build. It leaves me lower on accuracy. However, here are my stats. 723 accuracy. It's alright, but it's not near enough. But I've got about 1,000 evasion. 978 on melee, 971 on ranged, and 971 on magic. So I'm not doing too bad. It helps me out in PvE. And my whole stat build on the wizard is AP with evasion secondary, and my thoughts are wizards are not meant to be tanking anyway, so if the evasion can get me a couple extra hits, great, and then I'm probably going to get one shot anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But there is that. Now my idea behind crystals is that max out casting speed, movement speed, and critical hit first. And then HP and evasion secondary. And then finally, if I have anything left over, AP, right? I don't worry about DP on crystals. But since they removed all the crystals from gear and gave us a system, and I figured I would go ahead and get in on it early, I bought a few that I needed. And this is what I have come up with. Here is the crystal window. You get 12 crystals slots. One can be unlocked with the costume if you meld it, and then these two can be unlocked with the Storm Devoured or Fiery Awakening weapon equipped. So you'll have to use the Garmouth, I think it is, and put that in. And my build is basically centered around evasion with maxing crit, movement, and casting speed. Because casting speed and movement speed are pretty important on the wizard. So I have 4 Hooms. Total, they're giving me... Let's see, these are applied separately for the 2 set and 4 crystal sets. So what you can do is you can get 4 of these, and you're going to get all damage reduction plus 5, max HP plus 150, evasion plus 4. And then the second part, you will get another 5 damage reduction, another 150 HP, 4 evasion, 8 accuracy, and 3% resist. So that's out of these 4 Hooms that I have here. Pretty standard, but I've also opted to go for 4 Gervishes on top of that because they give me 2 separate set effects, a critical hit plus 1, a movement speed plus 1, and weight limit plus 75. And then the second set is critical hit plus 1, movement speed plus 1, weight limit plus 75, combat XP plus 5%, and skill XP plus 3%. So that takes up 8 of my 13 crystal slots and gets me quite a bit of HP, evasion, a little bit of damage reduction and accuracy, and then some weight limit and crit on the Gervishes. So that's pretty good, right? And I'm not going for expensive crystals. These are fairly cheap, about 7 million a piece, and these are like 9-10 million a piece. So, being that they can shatter if you die in combat. And so, you know, I'm very, very careful about where I go and grind, because if one of these shatters, then you got to go buy another one, right? The other thing that I did after this crystal rework is I socketed this. I had a Black Spirit's Claw saved up, and I finally decided this is the outfit that I want to use because I like this little idle animation, and I just like the way it looks better than the other two. Plus, I can wear my big wizard hat with it from the Inquire Destiny. I like that. I need to get some dye eventually and either make the hat match or make this dark color. But either way, I like it. But I went ahead and socketed it so I can put a crystal in here and open up that middle crystal slot. And then I'd been saving another outfit that I had here for a long time. It was the Garanoia one, I think, and I heated it up to get the Ancient Spirit's Crystal Swiftness. So it gives me +2 movement speed, and I can put it in this slot. This slot will be locked unless you outfit a socket into an outfit. So that opens up a 13th crystal slot. So I have these four, and then this one for movement speed. And then what I have left, I needed to max out movement speed or crit or cast speed. I just kind of filled in with cheap crystals. So I have an Addis, which gives me crit and cast speed. I have a Black Magic Crystal Valor, which gives me 2 critical hit. So that maxes out the crit. This one will finish off the movement speed, and plus I get a little bit of weight limit, so Ancient Magic Crystal Hystria. Like I said, all of these are pretty cheap. Nothing over 10 mil, I don't think. No, these are all 6-7 mil, and this is the only one. This one's 33 mil, and I had it laying around, Black Magic Crystal Harfia. So I threw it in for a little bit extra evasion and HP. But there is my makeshift cheap evasion crystal build with maxing out the 3 combat stats that I need. Now the reason I'm able to do that is because I am wearing boss armor. So the 4 set boss armor gives me 1 casting speed. Now I assume this is going to be attack speed. If you're playing a class that is not a magic user, so basically like a ninja or warrior or something like that, you will have attack speed here. But the four boss armors that I am wearing, which can be swapped out with the I'm pretty sure Fallen Guard can also account for this. If not, I'll have to rework it. But what this gives you is 1 casting speed, and then this also gives me the Black Star / God or Aid Staff, whatever you want to call it, gives +3 casting speed level. So I only need 1 there, so that allows me to do that. But I should notice the difference in movement, because before I only had 4 levels, and the movement's already a whole lot faster. I mean, you can look at it goes from 15 to 20%, so 5%. You wouldn't think it was a lot, but you notice it. You notice it badly. So that's all I got. Quick little 10-minute video showing off my crystals, and I thought this was a cool thing to show, since the patch notes, they had reworked this system. I've seen a lot of people in World Chat complaining about it, about how this is just going to cause people to not grind places that they could possibly die anymore to PvE because of tagged characters. Also, I think they said causing these crystals to break. Overall, it's a better system because you don't have to worry about socketing each gear, and the gear can then just be sold if it's available to be sold. Before, you'd have to extract all the crystals before you could sell it. So, a little bit nicer there. But I'm going to get back to processing and just go from there. Let me switch all this stuff over, and as soon as you start taking off gear, your crystal effects are going to go away. It still shows them here on some of the things, but as soon as I dump this, I'm not going to have the same thing. So, pretty cool little system. I like it. And let's see, am I up to the 1675? I am. Well, I am going back to processing. Hopefully by Monday I will have most of this stuff eaten through. I've been at it for going on a week now, but we have eaten through the majority of materials, and then I will start being able to kind of get these all processed down into bars that are going to be useful. But the ores I'm almost through. Still got a long ways to go, but we're getting there. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope that helped. That gives you a little bit of a insight as to how I play my crystals on my Succession Wizard. And I hope you have a good rest of your day, and as always, until next time.